Good evening and welcome once again to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Today's date is April 17th, 2024. It is a Wednesday. Welcome to those who are going to join the show. Waiting for folks to stream in. I gotta handle something on Facebook while folks are coming in. Somebody said, do you fact check a single thing you post or just hear it on Fox News and think it's the truth? And this is a person that supposedly follows my content. I'm looking here. Going to their page to check it out to see exactly who and what I'm dealing with. Yeah, I don't think here. Hey there, Laurel. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Yeah, I don't know why this guy's even following my content. He does not seem to be somebody who's a conservative, and haven't seen him post. How long has he been following my content? Laurel says, doing good. Fantastical. Fantastical. Because this was on a post I made earlier today. There was 1,300 illegal invaders from Africa who have stormed the New York City Hall because they claimed they were promised green cards. I didn't see that on Fox News. I don't watch Fox News. I don't watch Fox News. If I'm using something that happens to have Fox News's picture on it or I reference them, it's a rare thing. Folks who follow my content know I generally post my own stuff. Yeah. Peggy says, hey, John, I'm happy to have the time to hear on time. Hey, well, welcome to the show, Peg. Usually you come in late, but you join the show. I'm debating whether or not I should just, I don't know. Should I just give him the boot anyways? I have no idea. I'm trying to get a handle on who he is, and he doesn't have much on his page. And I've never seen him before. I've never seen him before. I scroll his page and see if I can see anything that's gonna. Gonna bring up any red flags, because you know me. for one viewer that's not even going to add much to my algorithms. Well, okay, there is a whiskey, alcohol down this page a bit. Yeah, there's more alcohol. Yeah, that's probably what it is he's following me because he's posting up other people's alcohol posts. Yeah, he's gonna get the boot. Yeah, just because it's the Whiskey Cowboy and I point up some let me see options. Block. All right, good. Confirm. Blockaroni. Sorry, Steve. I don't feel the need that, because if you think you're coming to my page to primarily get whiskey posts, yeah, no, it's a minimum of my posts is whiskey. Peggy says, this last week has been very stressful between severe weather and having to buy another car. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I hate that. Buying a new car never comes, at least never has for me. When I got rolling in dough. It's like, shit. It's usually when I can't afford to fix it anymore, so I buy a new car. That's okay. Misery loves company. The car is going in the shop tomorrow for some work. It's brake work. It's fine. But it's money that I wish I didn't have to spend, but I did. So, yeah, I know how it is. Hey, what kind of car did you pick up? What kind of car did you pick up? Checking my numbers here. Yeah, I'm still I'm hovering at just over 1,100. I'm at 1,132. He was number 33. He's gone. Yeah. Do you fact check anything? Bitch, did you fact check it? I said that in New York City there was 1,300 African immigrants. I call them illegal invaders. They're African immigrants. They're illegal invaders. They did storm City Hall in New York City. Over 200 of them made it inside. It's like, oh, do you just get your shit from Fox News? I didn't get that from Fox News, but feel free to go ahead and look into it. Sunshine. How about also that in Seattle, they protested the city hall as well, demanding more welfare. And they are demanding to move the illegal invaders. These are people that are claiming asylum, and they shouldn't be. They know damn well they don't qualify for it. Demanding that the city open up luxury high-rises for the migrants to live in. Kiss my ass. It's like, if these people, if these migrants, I'll be nice and call them migrants, if they spent half the amount of energy trying to fix their own fucking countries as they do protesting in mine, it'd be a better world here. Better freaking world. Peggy says she found an 18 Mitsubishi Outlander. Something wheel drive. Oh, 4-wheel drive. Another post. 4-wheel drive for a great price. It takes some of the sting away. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, and an 18 isn't too old. Zippy's 17. He's doing fine. Hope it's in good shape. I hope you like it. Hope you like it. Do I just get my shit from Fox News and post it without fact checking? It's like, you son of a bitch. Fox News. Fox News isn't even conservative. I loved it when, Fox News is a conservative. I'd said from day one, they're not conservative. They're just not far left. It doesn't make them conservative. Yeah, they were better than MSNBC and the rest, but they weren't conservative. Fox News was never conservative. Peggy says it's in great shape. Only 78,000 miles. Oh, that's good. Yeah, mine. Zippy's, I think I'm about 50. I think I'm about 50,000 now. So he's going to have some work done tomorrow. So I'll be bringing it to the shop around noon, and I'm either going to walk home or I'll sit there. I don't know. If he says it's only going to be an hour, hour and a half, I'll just sit there. If he says it's going to be longer than that, I'll walk home. Hell, it's good. I don't know, 45-minute walk, half an hour, 45 minutes. I don't know. I didn't time it. It's a long walk. It's a good stretch. It's only a couple minutes by car. It's amazing how that works. Yeah, it just took me 2 minutes here in the car. Hell, I've been walking damn near an hour. Yeah. Takes a lot longer by foot. But yeah, glad that you could do it. Did you finance it or did you pay cash? I usually pay cash for everything. Usually, my last Zippy's financed. I think Zippy is the newest car I've ever gotten from the date that I bought it. It was the newest car. Someday I'll have a brand new car. Nobody ever owned it. Y'all have a car like that? Y'all ever have a car like that? You just bought it, knew it was yours. Nobody else had touched it. It was, well, aside from maybe test driving. Nobody else had owned it. Tonight's coffee, chocolate raspberry from New England brand. Nummy num. Yeah, the missus told me and I forgot. I'm going downstairs and, well, I was downstairs. The studio's upstairs. I'm getting ready, do my stuff. You know, I go to the bathroom and get my coffee ready. And I walk through the kitchen. I'm like, oh, I know she told me what it was. It's like, berry of some sort. Could be cherry, but it was a little tangier than cherries. What'd you make me? Oh yeah, chocolate raspberry. Laurel says, I just bought a new Ram 2500 diesel. Well, Laurel, look at you, Miss High Roller there. Holy Toledo. Yeah, I got the 2500. Still tow a lot, handle a lot. I have that independent suspension in the back as opposed to the straight axle, and it rides smoother without a load than the 3500. Right? She goes, okay. Yeah. Well, I'll be darned. Someday, if I was to buy a new truck and they say, John, you can have a truck, you can get it. You can choose whatever you want. Whatever you want. It would probably be, here we go, it'd be a brand new GMC Denali 3500 single rear wheel. That's probably what I would buy. A dually's cool, but they're wider. Don't need it. But I'd like the capabilities of 3500. The 2500 is good. It's good. And it'll ride better. But I say, hey, get the 3500. Laurel says, I like big trucks, and I do not lie. Oh, the brothers can't deny. She likes big trucks. The F-150 started doing some weird stuff. This will likely be my last new vehicle. It should outlast me. So I don't know. I don't know how long. You get 10 years out of a new vehicle. You're lucky nowadays. It's weird. Laurel says, my son just bought a used GMC Denali 3500. Yeah, what year? Oh, they're sweet. They're sweet. The previous generations of trucks, I was Dodge. I love the way the Dodges looked. And I saw these new GMCs, and I was like, ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. It's a pretty looking truck. Look better if they did round rear wheel arches instead of square, but yeah, I can't complain too much. I got the itches on my head. All that hair, 2022, only four. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, the Denali's are something. They are something. What color did you get? I'm not a red guy, but oh my goodness, their red is sweet. And the Ultimates come with black chrome. It's like, ooh, Get a red Ultimate with black chrome. He always gets black. Yeah, black always looks nice. White's easier to, contrary to popular belief, white is one of the easiest colors to keep clean. You'd think otherwise. No, white's pretty easy. Black, oh, that's a motherfucker. And it shows everything. Shows dirt, shows scratches. Laura says mine is silver. Silver's pretty good. Silver's easy to keep clean too. Silver's easy. I've had silver SUVs. But yeah, they're red. Oh, take a gander at their red trucks. Oh my God, I forget what it's called. It's a deep red, not burgundy. It's red, but it's a nice color. It's like, oh my God, and I'm not a red vehicle kind of guy. And I saw the GMC Denali in red. Oh my God, wow, it's a beautiful truck. You can get the same thing in Chevy, and they use the same color red, and it's still nice. Had one following me the other day out on the road. Laurel says, I hate black vehicles. They only look good right after they're washed and waxed, and they sit there. Yeah, I've had our... It was a GMC something, and I forget what it was. It was an SUV. It was black. Our Dodge Daytona Charger, Shelby, was black. But yeah, I prefer not to get black. They look great when they're washed, but they dirty easy. And it's hard to keep them without all the scratches. Laurel says, I've seen that red and it's gorgeous. Yeah, you see, it's like, wow. I'm not a red guy, really. I'm not a red guy. I'm a pretty subdued guy. I'd like, browns. Oh, some of the dealers out there now, the manufacturers, some of their browns are looking pretty damn good. But I think there's a green. I think there's a new green out on the market for one of them too, and that's pretty good. But that red, oh my God, it's so sharp. It's very similar to the red that they used, maybe a tad darker, but it's very similar to the red that Ford had used for some of its Raptors. The truck, the F-150 Raptors. You can get them with that red. It's damn near close to it. But on the Dodge or on the GMC, it's absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, I'm not a brand loyalist. I'm really not. I buy look, you can't convince me that any of them are substantially worse or substantially better than any other ones out on the market now. So get what you like, what you can afford, does what you're supposed to do. You're not going to be disappointed. I never saw anybody get any of the trucks and go, oh, I just fucking hated this. If they bought, like if they needed a 2500 or 35 and they got a, 1500, yeah, they might not like it, but other than that, they're all good. Laurel says the 1500 or the 150, not 1500, 150. Yeah, why do they do that? Ford sticks to the hundreds and everyone else gets the 1000. With stone gray color. It was taupe. Wasn't gray and it wasn't tan. Perfect color. Couldn't see the dirt. Yeah, that'd be a good color. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't think they make a bad, not really. People can bitch about it, but I don't think they make a bad vehicle. They all have problems in the first iteration. You'll watch, 9 months after the new release, and then they're okay, and then they have to fix a couple bugs, and that's fine. It happens. That happens. I don't normally post up pictures of my personal life. I mean, I talk about my personal life, but I don't generally post up pictures. I posted up pictures of me and my youngest. She's 23 now. No, is she? No, she's gonna be 24. It's like, what's the year? She's gonna be 24 now. So this was a good many years ago. Found some pictures. I was looking because I told folks last night I keep getting these videos in my feed and I'm like, God damn it. So I dusted off my DSLR and my lenses. Got my battery charged. I got to find my other ones. I took the battery out of the camera, charged that up today. I got this other one right here. These are my GoPro batteries. I got 3 in there charging. I think I got 3 more. I'll get ready to get those done. But Peggy says, and soon to be married. Well, yeah, next October. Next October. Good memory. Next October. They're planning on around Halloweeny time. They're Halloweeny kids. Laura says, I love the pictures. Yeah, I'll pull them up for folks. They're going to be smaller on here than they are. If you want to see them bigger, go to Facebook. Let's see here. Here we go. Here's some pictures here. Here we are out fishing. She just cast. She was casting them. I think I'd cast, and I'm just slowly reeling it in. But there she is. She's out casting. Here we are fishing again. You can't see it very big on this. Like I said, you want to see them better, go on Facebook. It's there. There's me and her sitting on a rock at another fishing location. Just fishing. And there we are. I talked about this. Remember I said, yeah, I had a old Sears. The missus said it was the ugliest canoe on earth. It's a faux birch bark Sears canoe built way overbuilt. It weighed 3 canoes worth. It was a heavy beast. And this looks like I'm just plowing through the water, but no, I'm a good bit. She was I don't know, itty bitty thing. And here I am. I don't know, maybe 230, 235, something like that. So yeah, who took the pictures? I believe the missus. Oh, there we go. I think the missus took this picture. The missus took that picture. I don't know who took this picture. The missus didn't take this picture. I don't know who took this picture. The missus took this picture. That's we're sliding. We're getting ready. We're in one of those plastic sleds. I think they're called toboggans, but they're not a toboggan. I can just barely fit, 'cause I'm 6'4". I can just barely fit with my heels all the way to the front and my ass all the way to the back. There is no room. Absolutely no more room. So we went down the hill, both of us in it for that one. And there I am, zipping down the hill. Boy, I was moving. It's a lot of weight to get moving down that hill. And just, tell the kids to get the hell out of the way. And there we are coming up. She had her own little, this little yellow sled. And you lay on the top of it and run down, whatever, I guess. Or you can sit on it. But it's not like the one that I have. Still have this one right here. It's out in the shed. It's purple. It's a purple one. There we are. The missus took this picture. There we are out on a pier. Dock. She's fishing off one side, I'm fishing off the other. Close enough to help her. Or in my Hawaiian shirt. I've got a few of those. I wear them sometimes. It's good on a hot day. Good on a hot day. And then there we are with the canoe again. Zipping along. I think this is Lake Massabesic. Out by Manchester. I think that's where that is. This is not. This is. I could say Turtle Pond, but I'm not sure. I could drive you there. That's up somewhere between Hooksett and Manchester, but to the east of them, out on a back country road. This is Massabesic right here. This is not Massabesic. This is a hill. So, yeah, those are pictures of the cowboy in the wild. That's a good many years ago. But I thought folks might like to see those. Now I posted up some macro photography. Oh, Laurel says, "Hey Gus, you're just listening in. He may or may not make it in. They've got company this week. They got guests over. Forgot to say that. I was going to start the show with that. Gus may or may not make it. Gus has got company over. But I wanted to say it so that he knows that we were thinking about him. So he may or may not make it to the show." I posted up a handful of, like I said, macro photography of the insects. Go to Facebook, check that out. Very colorful pictures. Very artistic. Yeah, I like colorful things. I posted up some of my street portraits as well, because I am going to get out and I'm going to take some pictures this year. I had stopped just before Rovid hit. I stopped. I just put the camera on the shelf, and that's where it's at. So I haven't taken any pictures to speak of. Oh, last year I took some pictures of the chickens with it, but that's nothing to speak of. But not really work that camera. I haven't done that since for about 4 years, almost 5 years. And I was talking to the missus because other stuff was coming in. It's like, man, I really miss photography. Laurel says those were awesome too. I love the nature shots. People are such interest. Yeah, I love, my favorite people photography is portraits. And if you notice, most of my portraits, I've got some that are full body, but most of them aren't. I like headshots. And I would say that if you need a headshot done, you come to John, because we're going to get it done right. And people interest me. Their faces interest me. So, yeah, I'm a headshot guy. But not the corporate headshot guy. And another thing, we talked about this on the show before. I try to get people, hey, if you got somebody that's elderly in your family, before they really go downhill, you give me a call. Or shoot me off an email, whatever. Have somebody contact me. And we'll go and we'll work up some pictures. Because you want to capture that before they start going downhill. And then if it's needed for the funeral or wake or anything like that, call-in hours, you want a good picture. And you don't want a picture that was taken 30 years earlier. I love photographing older folks. Their faces have story. And I usually like to talk to them first. Let's talk to their friends and family and talk to them. That way when you get the picture, there's a difference between, oh, that's a nice picture, and then somebody look at it and go, that's Fred, or that's Mary. Not just, oh, that's a nice picture. No, you got to capture the person. If they're cantankerous and the picture doesn't show them being cantankerous, it ain't a good picture of them. It might be a good picture, but it isn't them. Do that with kids too. And I love child photography too. Oh, it's wonderful. The same thing. Talk with them. Find out what they're like. If they're a kid that's normally grumpy and they don't smile much, why the fuck are you going to spend your time making them smile all the time for the pictures? That's not how they looked. But normally, here's a trick with the kids too. And kids like me, even when they're all cantankerous, and that's fine. You get to talk with them, and you catch them smiling when they don't normally smile. But it's got to be genuine. Usually it's because you said something that they can identify with, and then they just light up. And if that's that smile, that moment, that's okay. But you don't spend your time trying to make them smile. You want to capture the way they are. I also like DSLR. and not having film because I can burn stuff. I don't burn a lot of shots needlessly, but when you're taking somebody's picture, there's 3 parts: right before, during, and right after. And if you can blast 3 in a short amount of time, one of those is usually the right shot. A lot of times it's right before. Sometimes it's right after. But the on, when you tell somebody to do something, then they do it, it's usually not natural. So go with the flow. Keep it handy. But we've talked about photography before. So yeah. So I'm gonna get some pictures of the gals. It's the chickens for folks that may be tuning in. Get some pictures of the gals. I got the 2 new bird condos up on the front porch. We'll get that family. They've been really happy. And see what else. Maybe go get some ducks and geese and stuff. I couldn't find. I was going to post up today some wildlife pictures, and I just couldn't run across them. I'll get them. I've posted some up before. I'll get them and I'll post them up. But yeah. I was like, John, you should take your camera out in the canoe. It's like, yeah, I did that. Not doing that. My canoe's not steady enough for the type of photography that I want to do out of the canoe. I would need a prospector or something like that. Something that's a little wider. Now, when I get the perfect canoe for that, when I get the Lincoln done, because that's a 16-foot and a prospector body. That's a big canoe. That's good and solid. Yeah, I can get some photography out of that. Other than that, I'm going to just do the GoPro stuff. That way I don't have to worry about tipping. Laurel says, I usually take multiples of my grandson to get the one I want. He's always moving, so I have to get a lot. Yeah, so it's not blurry. Yeah, hey, yeah. There's tricks for that blur. I'm not going to get into it. There's tricks for that blur. Yeah, like kids. For a lot of kids, when they're really young, I don't like doing standard photo shoots. I just let them go play. Put them in some decent clothes. We'll get it sorted out. Let them go play. Then we'll catch some shots. And I'll get the shots that you want. You want just headshots? We'll get them. Let the kid relax. Let the kid play. When they get older's good. I don't get much boys. Boys don't like their pictures taken, but I'd like to take pictures of boys. Girls, oh, they love it. There's something about a camera. Girls love a camera. It's like, yeah, okay, try this. You can pose them, and you get them to do things and open up. Girls are fine. Usually, though, preteen to teen. Not too young. When they're too young, treat them like a boy. Yeah, just go play. We'll get you some shots. But yeah, I love it. Love street photography. Used to go out all the time. Lots of people. People didn't give me shit. Every once in a while, somebody give me shit, but most of the time, people don't give me shit. Look at all these First Amendment auditors online, and they're getting kicked out of places, and they're doing this. I never got kicked out of any place when I had my cameras. Never. Laurel says Mason loved to have his picture taken. He's a ham, 5 years old. Or a trip. Yeah, 5's a good age. Can be a little rambunctious, but yeah. But yeah, I never had anybody, that kicked out of a place or caused a big. Every once in a while, I've had probably maybe four run-ins with people that didn't want their picture taken. And of course that ended as you would think it would end. Well, one guy almost got the shit kicked out of him, but that's a story unto itself. But most of the other ones, it's like, no, shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. How about this? Don't make yourself interesting. That's as simple. Don't make yourself interesting. Probably because you're I am respectful. And usually after I take pictures, I'll wave to people and say, hey, and I'll talk to them. And let me see here. I think I posted a picture of the guy up there. Yeah, here we go. I'll pull this up for y'all. This guy here, he looks at me and he's looking at me because it looks like he's going, what the fuck? And he's angry. And he wasn't angry. That's his resting bitch face. And we all have it. And he just saw me taking a picture. I liked how he was dressed. He was a sharp dressed guy. He had a peak. As you can see, it's a peacoat style jacket, double breasted. Double. The double rows of buttons. Had a nice cap on his head. Well groomed. Standing there waiting for the bus. It's like, oh, it's a good shot. And I think I did something. I caught his eye, so he turned over to look at me, and that's when got the picture. And I waved to him, and he smiled, brightened right up. Like, okay. We went and we talked. I showed him the picture. It's a good picture. There's another guy. Thought it was cool. He was just he had a bike. He was on a motorcycle, and I forget what kind it was. It was kind of like a Harley or something like that. Peggy says it's a great picture. Yeah, it's a wonderful picture. I assume you're talking about the other one, the guy at the bus stop. And he was just smoking a cigar. I've got a series with this guy. I just pulled this one out. And no, this is not in a studio. This is just outside. I just exposed it so that it just blew this guy out. And we were talking about his bike. It was a Harley type bike, and he was smoking a cigar. I said, well, it's kind of a cool look. So I got him in several different types of pictures with him smoking. In this picture right here, you can see the smoke is just swirling up in his face. So you got the reflection of the smoke in his sunglasses as well as reflection of the blue sky in his sunglasses. And it was like, oh, it's a good picture. Didn't have any contact with this one. She just has an apple doll face. So I thought that was like, oh, it's an interesting face. Again, how could you not take this picture? Here he is. Here's a guy. It looks like he's got mini dreads, but you can't see it very well. You can go to my YouTube page, or my Facebook page. It's on there. It's not. They were small braids, all wearing black with the Jack Skellington face on the sweatshirt. How can you not take this picture? And I love this one. This is classic street photography right here. I don't always look to make contact, at least originally, because I want the picture to be as honest and sincere as possible in most cases. And this one just as I was just coming up, and I am darn near leaning on the wall of glass. And because of the way this location was, you could see just the reflection as it is right there. Part of the glass was clear because it was in a dark area, and the other was not, and it was reflecting, and it just framed it perfect. And the expression on his face was just absolutely wonderful. So yeah, gotta tell you, this guy, we talked about this. I think Laurel said, was it you, Laurel, that said that you like this picture? You didn't know who it was, or was it Peggy, or I don't know who it was. One of you gals. This guy. I took 2 pictures of him. I got 2 pictures of this guy. And he's wearing kind of a bucket hat on his head. Laurel says, wasn't you. Okay, it was somebody. Let's see who it is. I'll click out of here and I'll tell you who it was. Oh, it was Judy. But different kind of Judy. Let's see here. Or was it? Well, there's another person. Let's see here. All comments. No, it was Connie. Connie and I. So but I got 2 people together. Judy, but it's not our Judy. And Connie. That is our Connie. We both talked about this guy. And he was wearing all black as well. But kind of baggy clothes. He had looks like beginner gauges in his ears. Standard glasses. Again, bucket hat, but it was his his mustache and goatee. You can sort of see it here. He had a very sculpted mustache, where he almost a mini handlebar mustache that came out with a goatee. Excuse me. So I thought, oh, that's a cool look. So I took his picture. And I thought that was going to be it. And as soon as I took the other picture, he threw his hand up. It's like, oh, fucking perfect. And I took the picture. This is my favorite picture of him. Now, the other one was because he had a very good look. But this one says more. and I like it because, especially, you see it small on your screen there, but if you go to Facebook and you pull it up, you'll see it bigger. He can clearly see you in the crotch of his hand. So you still have that eye contact. With it, you're not going to take a picture of me, but I'm seeing you. But it's like, yeah, I already got your picture. And there was no interaction after that. It was fine. He just kept walking. Here's another African fella. He's in Concord, the state capital. He still walks around. I believe it's him. Normally he has a suit. This is just a rain jacket. And he's just wearing the rain jacket poncho thing over it because it was raining. It was a good picture. Oh, it's a young gal. She just had a glow. It's like, how can you not take a picture? How can you not take a picture? So we had a little conversation after that. I showed her the picture. She liked it. And there's a little dog. This picture right here. I like this picture because of the colors and the vibrance of the dog. Because it almost looks like it's running, but it wasn't. But you know how little dogs are. But the thing about this picture that gets me the most is the colors and composition is wonderful. But if you look, there's cigarette butts on the city street, which is totally, if it was cropped in and it was just clean, that's fine. But I think the cigarette butts brings out the grittiness of the city sidewalk. So you have a contrast between a pristine, clean and groomed, prissy little dog prancing away down the street with the, brand new bright pink lead against the gray sidewalk with cigarette butts. I know, it just caught me. I like that. There's a Hindu woman. I just love the story of her face. This is an indigent man. He plays his guitar. Hey, I don't know. I haven't seen him out there this year. But he plays in Concord, in the state capital. And I spent a good many an hour chatting with him. And this is actually a posed shot. I was sitting near him, and I'm like, hey, it's about some pictures. And he's like, okay. And he kept looking at me. I'm like, yeah, no, don't. I said, don't look at me. I said, here you go. I told him, look down at the ground, and then look up and look over at that window over there. And when his head and his eyes got in the right position as he was looking up, there you go. Click. There's a shot. There it is. There it is. Yeah. There's a gal. She had a good, clean look. Yacked at her for a while. Afterwards, of course. She'd come up and we were just talking. She looked at me. I'm like, oh, that look. You see that look? It's like, again, how can you not? How can you not? And I guarantee you, every single person that knows this young lady would look at this picture and go, yeah, There she is. Another one. I think she was jogging by or something like that. Oh, there's that fella again. Yeah, that fella again. But yeah, I got they say a shit ton. I got a shit ton. I love faces. I love faces. And I capture them. It's like, okay, let's get it right. Let's get it right. So yeah, I'll be putting up some more of the pictures and getting more of the pictures. It was like, oh, and I got the equipment. Or says, I rarely see anyone jogging with a smile. No. Sometimes, very rarely. Very rarely. And she was a bit older than what you'd think she should be doing. But she was going along. She didn't look like she was having fun. You know, there's a serious look, and then there's people, they don't look like they're having fun. She didn't look like she was having fun. But yeah, most of the towns around, the bigger towns, the police departments knew me. And like, hey, Cowboy, hey, what you doing? Taking pictures. You got anything good? Yeah. I got pictures of them. The mounted patrol there in Manchester. I got a bunch of shots of them. Of course, we had things that we can discuss in common. So yeah. Because when you're out there, I mean, here I open carry, so you get that. I got my cameras and I'm out taking pictures. I got some, I take pictures of kids playing soccer and stuff. And it's like, always taking pictures. Yeah, I'm sitting on a park bench with a whole camera bag and gear out in the open for the world to see, and I'm taking pictures. Yeah, that's not creepy. That's, creepy is, am I in the bushes someplace? Am I not talking to anybody? Am I trying to hide? No, I'm just out here in the open. So I got a few calls like that on certain situations. I got some kids playing basketball and riding their bikes. I got some that remind me of, you'd swear if you didn't know, you'd swear it was 1973 Chicago or something. It's like, no, it's 2000 something in Manchester. That's what it is. But the kids, they wearing the same style of clothes and riding their bikes, and it's a hot summer day. Yeah, good pictures. I got those up. Pictures of kids taking their ball. They're going to go play basketball, so you see the gaggle of them going down the sidewalk. Yeah, good pictures. It's good pictures. I don't care. Come up and ask me, what are you doing? That's what I'm doing. Yeah. It's fine. Don't have a problem. That's why I always get a kick out of, the First Amendment auditors, and it's like, oh, and they're always having problems. It's like, yeah, well, I know what you're doing, and you're trying to catch police being stupid, and there's plenty of stupid police out there, but you don't have to go about it that way. You don't have to go about it that way. You clear things up fairly easy. Plus, there is no law that says that you can't tell them your name and tell them what you're doing. There's no law about that. Like, no, you got to be secretive because I don't have to. Well, no, you don't have to. But, do it your way. Hey, Bikin' Bourbon's back. He says, howdy, folks, and cheers. Hey. Peggy says, the picture of the old lady cracked me up. That will be forever. Oh, you're talking about the apple face doll woman? Yeah, again, how do you not take there was another lady. I may put it up later. I don't know. Another elderly lady, and her face was really craggly. She had a lot of lines, and they were going horizontal. So it kind of reminded me of like a tortoise face. She wasn't ugly or anything, but she just very weathered. Nice lady, and we had a good conversation, and I'm like, she was another one. Someone like, hey, do you mind if I take your picture? He's like, no, go ahead. Okay. And hers was clearly, if you saw it, clearly it's just somebody standing there smiling for me. And I've got a bunch of those too that I just never show. But it's like, if you're going to say, it's like, oh, okay, so you're out here taking pictures of everybody, but you're not going to take my picture? No, so you go, oh, and then show them the picture. Take the picture, show them the picture. There you go. Looks good, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So how you doing this evening, Bike and Bourbon? B&B. B&B. You've been covering my photography and stuff. Busted out the DSLR, getting it all ready for this year. I'd put it away since, 4 or 5 years. I haven't really used it. We'll get some pictures up. Now, what else are we talking about? Oh, also in Seattle. The migrants up there protesting outside City Hall, demanding more welfare and to move into high-rise apartments. It's like, shut up. Bill Maher showed his stupidity again on one of his shows. He was complaining. He goes, "Are you kidding me? I love this nation, blah, blah, blah. I love this nation, blah, 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 but I'm very tolerant, blah, blah, blah. It's too far when you've got people in the United States," I'm paraphrasing here, chanting death to America. Oh, you think? You think? Yeah, no shit, Bill. Really? Well, when Trump was president and they had the travel ban from certain Islamic countries who chant death to America regularly, he was on his show during that time saying that was racist, Islamophobic, and bigoted. How dare Trump and this administration stop travel from these countries? There was plenty of other Islamic countries that didn't make the travel ban. But they generally weren't the ones where the people go around saying death to America. But here we are. Here we are, Bill. Honk, honk. Damn. Oh, we got the first Me Too criminal trial. And when I say that, I mean false accusations of Me Too. Now, there's been some where there's been civil trials. This is the first criminal trial. The woman's been brought up on criminal charges. Her name is Darcy Adana Esmanu. She a young black chick. She went after Trevor Bauer, that Major League Baseball pitcher that ended up losing his job because of another gal's false Me Too allegations that have been proven false as well. And he can't get hired in the United States playing baseball, so I think he's playing down South America now. Yeah. The powers that be are bringing her up on fraud and extortion. I think there's something like 6 or 7 charges. Fraud and extortion. Peggy says, Mar lost me a long time ago. You can only play both sides of the fence. Yeah. See, Mar's an old school liberal. And he didn't realize that the left were moving as far to the left as it was. He didn't realize it, and it's too late. It's like, Bill, you've been part of the problem. You have been one of their biggest tools. You've been shitting on everybody on the right, thinking that you were doing something, and now what do you got going on now? Yeah. Laurel says, good. About the charges? Yeah, it's about time. It's about time. We've talked about this before, and this is my view. If you accuse somebody of sexual misconduct, whatever it is, and it's proven that you lied about it, this is not the same as you can't prove it happened. I'm saying it's proven that you lied. Let me say that again. It's not that you cannot prove in a court of law that X, Y, or Z happened. It's that it's proven that you lied about it. Okay, that's clear. If you lie about it, you should be charged and face the exact same punishment that that charge would have brought to the accuser, to the accused. Peggy says, I think he knew. He's trying to restore viewership that he's lost. Oh, he knows. He sort of knows now. But he's, like I say, he's just catching up now. Laurel says, if it's proven that you lied, you need to be charged. Right. Exactly, Laurel. Exactly. We get all these people. Oh, you can't do that because it's going to stop women from coming forward when they've been sexually assaulted. Bullshit. 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 Donna. Hey, Donna. She says, that's what I think too. Welcome to the show, Donna. Yeah. There is no way that being held accountable for lies about these things is going to stop women who have actually been assaulted from coming forward. It doesn't work like that. No. To think so is the same as the Democrats out there screaming that in the year 2024, you still can't require IDs to vote because it disproportionately affects minorities, the poor, and the elderly. Shut the fuck up. This is 2024, not 1924. There is no person in the United States that is unable to prove their citizenship in 2024. 2024. You might have gotten away with that in like 1960, maybe even 1980. Maybe. 2024, you can prove your citizenship in 2024, and you can get a photo ID. They're needed for damn near everything. You can't buy alcohol without a photo ID. You can't open up a bank account without a photo ID. Right, Donna says, but they can play the lottery and buy booze. Right. Well, you don't need an ID to play the lottery. You need an ID to collect on the lottery. But yeah. But booze, yeah. They buy cigarettes. They get alcohol. They have checking accounts. There's all sorts of stuff that require a photo ID nowadays. So to think that the elderly, minorities, or the poor in general, they can't, get out of here. What does it cost? What does it cost for a state ID? $25? Something like that? Like I posted, if they spent more time just figuring out who actually can't afford an ID and get there and go pick their ass up and bring them and get them their ID, it'd cost them less money than all their crap trying to fight a photo ID law. And it's already been proven that the vast majority of people, regardless of age, regardless of religion, regardless of political party, regardless of ethnicity, want voter ID laws. It's Democrat politicians and agitators that are against it. That's it. Donna says, it amazed me they still push that bullshit. Yeah. It's like, are you kidding me? It's 2024. But see, most of that argument was you have to, most of the left's arguments on things, you have to divorce yourself from time and reality. Remember all that shit they were pulling up in the last 20 years about black actors and actresses and all of these roles and stuff and trying to say that, oh, it's like you didn't. Look, the 80s and 90s are going, what the fuck, are we a joke? Most of the top selling movies had female leads or minority leads. They think they're doing something special after 2000. Oh, we need an all-black movie. Why? We need to make all the characters black. Why? Oh, because blacks never... Why? They did. They did. Female, you just don't like a strong female lead. Bullshit. Bullshit. There's tons of strong female leads in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. 80s and 90s were swamped with them. Nobody had any problem with strong female leads. They have a problem with strong female leads shitting on men or taking a role that's supposed to be a man's role, because that's what it was scripted as, and changing it to a woman. Because there's things that don't work, i.e., you can't make a female spy movie that's really believable. Assassin, maybe. Femme fatale, sort of, yeah. You can't be James Bond. You can't act like James Bond. Why? Because he was a male chauvinist womanizer. That was who James Bond was. Doesn't work as a female. They've got spy women movies, but they're not like James Bond. Donna says they're eating their own. I don't know what you're talking about. Orion had said get the same punishment. Right, that's back on the charges. We have a problem with crappy... Right, we have a problem with crappy movies. Oh, we can't... What? There's no black guys. Wesley Snipes is going, bitch, I was Blade. Had a whole freaking series. Some of the most popular movies out there. And he was dark black. What are you talking about? You can't have... Denzel Washington never had a damn problem with it. You know, there's... Eddie Murphy made how many movies? Will Smith. You couldn't go a month without a new Will Smith movie coming out. What the hell are you talking about? There's no representation. We don't have... Really? It was like that chick from the Hunger Games. Nice enough gal. She's just stupid as hell. She needs to stop it. Yeah, they didn't have any female lead actresses until the Hunger Games. It's like, are you kidding me? Really? You think that before the Hunger Games, they didn't... Well... Sarah Connor would like to disagree with you on that. Long Kiss Goodbye would like to forget who starred in that. I mean, you can just Eon Flux. Hell, you even had Tomb Raider chick. You know, it's like you can just list them all day. Underworld. Carol Burnett. Yeah, but she wasn't an action figure, but she was just a TV. But yeah, it's like, come on, stop it. It's like when 2000 came around, we're supposed to forget everything that happened before then. Everything. Because we didn't. Sidney Poitier would disagree with strong black male leads. Lucille Ball. Yeah, Donnie, you're going way back. You're going back to the TV era, but yeah, your point's valid. And you had strong female characters in shows that the show wasn't about them. Aunt B, very pivotal, very strong woman. Everybody knows Aunt B. And if you don't know Aunt B, and I'm not going to explain it to you, go ahead and Google it. Aunt B. But yeah, this idea that before these new things, it never happened. They're breaking new ground. No, you're not. You're running over a path that's been well worn and run by hundreds and thousands of other people. Stop it. Loved the long trailer. That doesn't ring a bell. That a movie, the long trailer? Everybody's got to be at first. Here's my theory on the first. What you need to do, every single job out there, you need to just hire somebody that's never been hired for that position. Just hire them. And then a week later, fire their ass. That way you get that out of the book and go, it's done. It's freaking done. Donna says Lucy movie in the 50s. I figured that's probably where it was. I had posted up about... So I'll pull this up here. I post up a bunch of stuff. I'm going through. I'm trying to find it. There we go. Douglas County, Georgia, had elected their first female black probate judge. Now, a probate judge is a nothing. It's an administrative position. They deal with wills, marriages, birth certificates, stuff like that. It's a probate judge. It's an important job. It needs to be done, but it's the lowest you can go. She put a woman in jail. It was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Threatened her homeowners association with her position. Couldn't keep up with her caseload, and she was actually getting paid, when all was said and done, more than the senior judges on the Georgia Supreme Court were making. She's a probate judge, just hired, no experience. And she was fucking up big time. Well, they ousted her, and in her hearing, she's literally crying about how when she was sworn in, nobody was celebrating and congratulating her for being the first black female. It's like, oh, Jesus, really? Is that why you got the job? Laura says, shit, you can't make up. No, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. And then she played, yeah, it's all because of racism. It's like, no, it's because you're completely incompetent. Racism in reverse. The desire to be the first and to hire the wokeness and shit like that got her job. See, the same way as there's another mayor that the most crookedest mayor, she's in Illinois someplace just outside Chicago. They're still fighting with her. Time and time and time again. It's like you people don't learn. And these are black communities. They're black communities. You don't learn. You're not learning. You're not. And that mayor had a freaking criminal record to begin with. and they still, oh my goodness. Again, you can't make this shit up. So that's my plan. No matter what the position is. Doesn't matter what. I don't care what it is. You hire tomorrow. You hire every type of person that's never been hired for that job. You hire them, and then so Thursday, you hire them tomorrow, Thursday, and on Friday you fire their ass. Done. And then just go about hiring the most qualified person in the job. Don't worry about that other shit. Because nobody cares. Here's another thing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares it's a black-owned business. Nobody cares it's an Asian-owned business. Nobody cares it's a white-owned business. What they care is it a good business? I go into a Mexican restaurant that has great food. I don't care if it's owned by Koreans or not. You see what I did there? I go into a soul food restaurant. I don't care if it's owned by Irishmen. If it's good food, it's good food. Go into a Chinese restaurant and it's owned by a bunch of Polacks. I can say that. There's you, Jim. Grew up with him. Polish friend. I don't care. Nobody cares. I don't care if the pizzeria that they go into is owned by a Pakistani guy. Nobody gives a shit. Is the food good? Is the service good? Is the product good? That's what people care about. I don't care about who owns it. Veteran owned. I hate that. I am more likely to not use your business if you advertise that it's veteran owned. How dare you say that, John? Yeah, because I'm a veteran too. Hey, anybody who's a veteran knows that the military is full of soup sandwiches, always has been. Being a veteran doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit. Except for being a veteran. Thank you for being a veteran. Can you wire a junction box? That's what I'm hiring you for. Can you fix my plumbing? That's what I'm hiring you for. Can you cut down this tree? That's what I'm hiring you for. You being a veteran does not play into that. Are you legal? Are you legal? Can you do the job? If you're a veteran, hey, thanks for serving. I'm not hiring a veteran. I'm hiring a arborist. that just pisses the same way. Female owned. Nah, probably not going to stop there. Veteran owned. No, probably going to go to the shop next door. Just because. Because it has nothing to fucking do with the product that you're selling. That's just trying to tug on some woke heartstrings to get you to use your business. No. How about that you're the best damn lawn care service in the county. How's about that? Done deal. Doesn't matter if you're a veteran or not. That's the same way as, not to the degree of independently owned. I don't care. I don't care. If it is, great. How's your prices? How's your prices? How's your service? How's your product quality? That's independently owned. Great. And then if your prices are right and your service is good and your quality of service is great, you'll keep getting my service, and I will recommend you to somebody else. But guess what? If it's not independently owned and all those things were equally true, I'd recommend that company as well. Donna says, I wish they'd deport those illegals that are protecting their living arrangements. Oh, that are protesting their living arrangements. Are you talking about up in Seattle? I know there's a couple states. Seattle was one of the biggest ones. Yeah. Get out of here. Get. I've said this before. If these people spent a fraction of the energy that they're spending on protesting and stomping their feet and causing problems up here, if they spent a fraction of that in their own country but fixing it up, we wouldn't have this problem. Wouldn't have it. But yeah, you look on my vehicles, back to the you won't see that I'm a veteran on them. I don't wear veteran t-shirts. I don't look dressed like a vet bro. Vet bros. That look just annoys the shit out of me. Peggy says, tugging on the heartstrings may work for a while, but not in the long term. No. And like I said, you're liable to turn away people. Because I'm not going, look, again, if I see, I need a plumber, and 3 vans went by, and one of them said veteran owned, it's probably the one I'm not going to call. Because again, I'm not buying a veteran. I want somebody to fix my damn plumbing. I don't care if they were a veteran or not. I care that they're a good plumber at reasonable prices. That's what I care about. Yeah. John, you're a hard feller. Yeah, I've got some standards, but I'm a very giving guy. It's good coffee. Again, chocolate raspberry from New England brand. It's good coffee. Yeah, I just don't like that stuff. Again, women owned. Don't care. Is it a good business? That's what I care about. Do a good job, good quality, good price. As I say, I'm not rich enough that I can just blow money on stupid shit simply because it's local or simply because it's made in the USA. I can't do that. I'd like to. It'd be great. But I live in the real world where I've got a budget and I go, okay, I need to buy an appliance. I need to replace my damn washer. I don't give a shit where it's made. My car breaks. I need to buy a new car. Look, I'd like to buy American. I usually do, but I'm under no false belief that just because I'm buying an American car, that it was made in the United States or it doesn't have parts from all over the world. May have been built in China for all I know. There's American luxury cars built in China. It's an American company. Then there's American cars built in Canada and Mexico. And there's Toyotas and other brands built in the United States. The market is not, the whole made in the USA doesn't mean what most people think it does. It's like you can have a product that was made in the USA where every single fucking part came from around the world. I used to make products. A lot of the stuff I had to buy from Asia. Why? Because I could not buy at reasonable prices the exact same thing here from the United States. I couldn't do it. So then as a one-person operation, trying to cut as much cost out of it, I have to buy overseas. Laura says most of the parts from every country out there, they assemble here. Right. The market isn't what people think it is. It's a mismatch. I'd love to support American. I would. But I also wouldn't like to support American manufacturers where the workers are making 3 times as much as non-unionized people doing the same damn job. Oh, you think that they're doing 3 times the work? They're not. And then you wonder why the prices are so high. Taxation, regulation, and unions for a lot of the major industries are what causes the prices to go through the roof. Then they wonder why people aren't buying them when they can't afford it. But everybody, unions are great. When you've been a union member or you have a family member, unions are great. Yeah. No, they're not. You mean to tell me that somebody that's doing an $18 to $20 an hour job, getting paid $35 to $40 an hour for that job, is really worth that? It's not. It's not. Nope. I'm not a union person. Unions are so un-American. They're just, it chaps my ass. Oh, but they needed them. Yeah, they needed some maybe in the beginning. But a lot of that's myth as well because a lot of the standards were already changing. Because the big manufacturers were already realizing they'd get better quality work and better workers if they paid them a little bit more, worked them a little less hard, and they get better work out of them. They win in the end. This was already starting to happen when the unions kicked in. The unions, you stop and look at the big union leaders, it wasn't about the worker, it was about the union. It was about the union. You're wondering why the union bosses are wearing Armani suits and driving nice cars, and they're talking about the little man, and you're still swallowing that horse shit. They're using you. The unions were using the working man more than the companies were because the unions weren't getting shit. The unions were doing nothing but leeching off of the workers while providing nothing but more pay, but they weren't doing anything. The employers gave them their jobs. Peggy says, I don't support built-in obsolescence, which is relative. It was tried to, most products are built that way now. I hate it. Used to be you could fix something. Something went wrong, you could fix it. Now it's just, you throw it away. You throw it away because then somebody has to buy the whole new thing again. And they make more money selling a whole item than they do selling parts that last. I hate it. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Peggy, right there with you. Right there with you. I hate built-in obsolescence. And then there's a whole industry. Apple does that. It's not even obsolescence. They tell people that it's not even that it doesn't even work anymore. Oh, we've just got something new. Well, what's new about it? Oh, this color and an 1/8 of an inch wider and this one feature that you didn't need anyways. Oh, buy a whole new phone. I look, I've never had that kind of money. I use stuff until I can't use it anymore. Here's a story. I told you the missus got a new toaster. Said it in passing the other day because we were talking about gifts and stuff. Hey, Judy, how you doing? Judy says, howdy, Cowboy, and everybody. Welcome to the show. And I said, yeah, the missus got a new toaster, shiny new toaster. It works pretty good. I kind of snapped at her. It's like, what? You got a new toaster? The other one was still working. Well, it was the other one was getting so that it wouldn't toast evenly. So the top, if you wanted the bottom toasted, the top would get damn near burnt. But if you would settle for the bottom maybe sixth, not much at all on it, and then the rest, fairly toasted right, she was fine. So it was working. And that's how our toaster was. And she said, fuck it, I'm going to buy a new toaster. Of course, it's like, it was delivered. And I'm like, what we got here? Whenever I go to Amazon, it's like Christmas. She doesn't tell me what she orders. I just, okay, what do we do? And open it up. It's like a toaster. We already have a toaster. She's like, no, I threw that one away. Oh, my goodness. It's like, bless her heart. Hey, if she wants a new toaster, she can have a new toaster. But my philosophy is, I still got jeans that are, they don't fit me anymore, but they're in the dresser drawers. Oh. Peggy says, my relative was told to make that part to not last so long. Right. They're made to wear. Yeah. Yeah. I hate that. I like buying shit. Laurel says, smart lady, I like her. Yeah. Well, she does. I say, hey, get whatever the hell you want. I don't care. You want it, get it. You know the budget. Can we afford it? Okay, get it. But I wouldn't have replaced the toaster yet. It was still working. It was still working. It's okay. So we have a nice shiny toaster. It's good. It's good. We got a whole new knife set. Came in the mail. Big box shows up. I think it was UPS dropped it off. I'm like, what the hell's this? Good heft to it. Bigger than a bread box. Like, what's this? She's like, well, I got something. What? I got it for you. It's more for you. And I'm like, it's more for me. Orion said the last time that most USA manufacturers was a Honda. So I'm like, oh, what is this? So I opened it up. It's a big old knife kit. They come in a block, except for this was a big one. This one had a shit ton of knives. Usually you only get 5 or 6. This has tons of knives in it. To include then the steak knives and then different types of paring knives and different sizes of paring knives and chef's knife and a utility knife and another utility knife. And it's just like, holy crap, it was fun trying to figure it out. It's like, oh, it's got it. There it is. Or whatever. And it's the kind that in the block, it's got the, they've got those scissor type sharpener things. I think that they're ceramic in it. You know what I'm talking about. You can get a knife sharpeners like that. But these had it in all of the, except for the serrated knives, and all of the straight bladed ones, each one of them had these sharpener things. You know what I'm talking about? Look at that. It looks like a little antennas. Me. It's like, but you know what I mean. They're like ceramic things, and then you run your blades in it. But okay, all of the blades, the straight blades, not the the self sharpeners. Well, they're not self sharpeners because you got to do it. You got to pull it. But yeah, so each time you pull, she said, yeah, they said it sharpens every time you put it in. And I'm like, no. She says, well, that's what it says. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Those sharpeners work on a draw stroke, not a push stroke. So every time you pull the blade out, it corrects the geometry of the blade and helps it cut better. So yeah, that's what it is. I'm like, huh. How much that cost? She's like, nothing. Yeah, her work has point systems. So they earn all these points, and then they got a catalog that you can get this stuff from. And she's like, there's nothing else I want. There's nothing else I wanted. And she had a shit ton of points. And they said, yeah, they're doing away with the points. So I'm going to get me some stuff. And I'm like, well, you go, girl. So that's what she got. So that came in. So, okay, this is cool. You got a whole big new. Can't have too many knives. You're like, John, you're bitching because your father, there wasn't a hammer he didn't like. I'm sorry, knives are not hammers. And knives, there wasn't a knife that he didn't like either, except he wouldn't throw them things away. I can't tell you the number of knives that I threw away that were broken, they can't open. It's just like, what the hell do you have this knife for? It doesn't do anything. He liked to sit and whittle. He had bags and bags, like paper bags, the old, paper grocery bags, and shoebox sizes filled with whittling projects, like balls and cages and balls and chains. It's like, oh, Jesus, what the hell? It's like, give that shit away. Give it away. Oh, Lord. So all of that, 50,000. Again, not a hammer he did not like, not a knife. It doesn't matter what shape it was. He's gonna have a knife. I got a crap ton of straight edges. Got to set one aside for my brother, but I just gave one away. My youngest gal, his birthday was the other day, and they came over Monday, so it was Tuesday. It was his birthday. So I'm like, you want to, you use a straight edge? Nobody uses a straight edge. You want a straight edge? It's like, yeah, okay. So I went out to the shed, and I sorted through my straight edges and got, I think, five choices for him and brought him in. So there you go. You can pick the one you want. So now he has a straight edge. I'm not going to do anything with him. He's got a straight edge. I asked Gus. I think it was on the show. And didn't I ask him on the show if he wanted a straight edge? And he's like, no, he can't. He's afraid to he'd probably chop his own head off. So Gus didn't want a straight edge. I was going to give him a straight edge. My goodness. Boy, conversation went all over the place. We went from incompetence to narcissism. No, we didn't get into narcissism. Oh, my God. Linda Harrison posted about the show that's live, and she says, unfortunately, I can't join on my lunch break at work, but just heard Biden said his uncle was eaten by cannibals in World War II. I'm going to have to look into that, whether Joe Biden's uncle was eaten by cannibals. Laurel said he turned that down real sharp, real fast. Yeah, he did, didn't he? It's like, no, I'm going to give it to you. That's fine. I'll give it to you. Yeah. Oh, and I had the bottle of Natterjack cast strength Irish whiskey the other day. I'll get up a review either today or tomorrow. It's just over 100. You can get it on sale for $100. Give you preview. Ain't worth $100. It's good. It's good. Ain't worth $100. I say it's a solid 65 to 80 Irish. And I do that given by what's available out there in those price ranges. It's a good. It ain't a 35. It's because of its viscosity. It's good. It's somewhere, again, 65 to 80. 70 is a good solid. 70, 75. Yeah, 80, if you can get it at 70, 75, it's a good deal. But good, 126 proof. That's pretty stout. But I've had other stout ones like that don't bother me. Doesn't drink hot. Believe it or not, it does not drink hot. But what it does do is it scratches my throat. Don't like that. And I've had other stout whiskeys and they don't scratch my throat. And I've had whiskeys that aren't that hot that do scratch it. A good one is Knob Creek. A lot of Knob Creeks will scratch my throat. And that give me heartburn. That's another issue there. If you got problems with heartburn, don't drink Knob Creek. It's good whiskey. But yeah, so I'll get the review up and break it down. Let folks know it's good. I got another bottle that I got to try out. It's a lower proof. This one is 44 proof, I think. Yeah. No, that's 88 proof. 88 proof, 44 APV. 40 is the base for whiskeys. This was 44 AVB. Alcohol by volume. That's 88 proof. Dead Rabbit whiskey, Irish. Both of them given to me by in-laws that we give eggs to. It's like, hey, I got a couple bottles. People began giving him bottles, and he had one each extras, and he's like, here. I'm like, okay, I'll let you know what I think. All he drinks is whiskey, is Irish. So that was that. So I'll get that review up. Linda, does Linda usually make the show? I know she posts up a lot online. I just didn't think she made the show. What else we got? Oh, I posted up about, yeah, we're being invaded by water as well. We got the amphibious invasion in California, taking freaking speedboats. This last weekend, the video's going viral now. Speedboat, balls to the wall, right up to the beach, right up, beached yourself. And then it was like a clown car. You had over a dozen people come climbing out of that damn thing and running up the beach. And they ran to cars that were waiting for them. And the cars were taken off before the people were all the way inside the vehicles. Yeah, these were brown folks. These were not like a bunch of Irishmen. It wasn't the Vikings coming in. They were a bunch of brown folks. They're just, and from what I gather, this shit happens all the time. Last year they had over 700 of these types of shore invasions in Southern California. 700. Yeah, the police knew about it. The people in the area knew about it, but nobody ever hears about this. Laurel says, I couldn't believe how many climbed out of that boat. Oh, you see it? You see the video? It's like watching a clown car. It's like, holy shit. How many fucking people they have in that thing? And they're jumping off of it. It looked like, it's almost like the modern version of, you've seen like Viking movies where they come in and they're rowing, and or like when, what was it? In Troy, when Achilles, he's the first boat to hit the land, and before they're even totally come to a stop, then all these people start jumping over it. Well, that's what it was. It was Achilles. He's jumping up on the beach. It's like, holy shit. And they jump out and they're running, scurrying like cockroaches. It's like, oh, that's racist. No, go watch the video. And they were moving. I've seen Navy SEALs not move that fast off of their boats when they beach them. Holy shit. Right. Laurel's like, when I thought they were done, a couple more popped out. Yeah, it was like, holy shit. And I go, right. It reminds me of Jordan Peterson. Right. Bloody hell. They were jumping out of it. They were running. running really fast. You know, they're going like in layers and layers of people running, jumping off the boat because they're running to their rooms. They needed to clean their rooms. Now, I've got some. I'm going to say something. I want you to tell me what you think. Bloody hell. Judy says I'll have to check that out. Yeah, you look and you go, holy shit, they are flying. I put up just a screen grab of a video. But what you don't see is there were people using the beach. They come flying up by people that were in the water. Holy shit. Peggy says, we know that Biden and his ilk are cheering. Yeah, it's like, holy crap. It was, you got to see the video. I might be able to find it. Let me see if I can find it. California weekend beach invasion. Let's see if this will pull it up. Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Just for you. Here we go. You ready for this? This should be it.
Health benefits for the family you call yours.
Out of San Diego, where this dramatic video shows a speedboat. It's racing ashore. That boat believed to have up to 20 migrants on board. It nearly hits a surfer in the water. You can see it there. When it gets ashore, you see the migrants jump out and then start running to cars to take them away. Jorge Ventura has the very latest on all of this. So, Jorge, the video is alarming. Has the state seen an increase in this type of video shows a speedboat. It's racing ashore. That boat believed to have up to 20 migrants on board. It nearly hits a surfer in the water. You can see it there. When it gets ashore, you see the migrants jump out and then start running to cars to take them away. Jorge Ventura has the very latest.
There you go. There it is. Now you saw. It's like you get. And there's other videos out of a different angle. The screenshot that I had posted up is from more straight on. And it's like they are cooking. They're moving. You don't see Navy SEALs get off their boats that fast. And they ran all the way up the beach and then into the streets and were jumping in cars and the cars were speeding off. Holy shit. And like I said, this isn't unknown. This happens all the time. 700 last year. Yeah, Peggy says, I'm so tired of the term migrants. They're illegals. Right. A migrant. This is what when I was growing up, you know what a migrant was? This was a migrant. Let me get some coffee here. A migrant was like a bird. When you say that an animal is migrating, they're migrating. Migrating animals don't go from point A to point B and stay there. They go from point A to point B, then they go from point B to point A. That's migration. When I was growing up, if somebody was a migrant and you only found migrants maybe as far as Colorado, maybe, they'd come up from the southern border every spring, plant the fields, and then after their harvest, they'd go back to Mexico. They came in, they left. They came in, they left. That's what a migrant was when I was young. Was it any different when you were young? Hell, we were all young at the same time. So did you remember any differently than that? If somebody said migrant, that's what migrant worker. They're seasonal. They come in. Some of them didn't even come in the spring. Some of them they'd come in the spring at one place, they do planting, and then they do a circuit, and then they'd go and they'd pick apples and stuff like that, and they'd go around and they'd go and they'd catch it, and it was a migration. It was a ebb and flow. And then come winter, since there was nothing to do, and they weren't going to be employed, they weren't housed during the off season, they'd be back in Mexico. That's what a migrant was. These aren't migrants. These people are fucking invaders. They're not coming up here just to work the sea. Right. Laurel says exactly. They usually did the farm work. Right. The people that came up, here you go, in the south to the middle of the country. Again, any place where there was an even flow in and then a flow back to catch the work. Those were whatever. It says now they live in Chicago, New York, and right. We also had, and we didn't call them migrants. We didn't call them migrants. Those were the hotel staff, the cleaning staff, and the janitors, and the stuff like that, and the people in areas where they could work year round, and that was normally up north. But they weren't migrants. They were immigrants. They were immigrants. They weren't migrants. They were immigrants. Some were legal, some weren't. But migrants migrated. And again, migration is not, I hate that term. Migration isn't going from point A to point B. That's not migration. Migration is an ebb and flow. Point A to point B to point A. Point A to point B to point A. When you're looking at any sort of, I mean, think about the animal kingdom. You've got migrating birds. They always go back where the fuck they came from. Otherwise, there'd be no... Can you imagine if the Canadian geese stayed in your backyard? No, they go back to Canada. they go like this. And then there's smaller birds, they do the same. They come up from South America and they fly up into North America. Then the seasons change and they fly back down to South America. That's migration. Migration isn't just, you don't know, there's not a single animal in the animal kingdom that just moves from one location to the other and stays there. That's not migrating, that's just moving. They just move someplace. So for them to call people, whether they're legal or not, calling them migrants, they're not migrants. When you going back, you go back. It's like a yo-yo. But you can't expect people to use the real terminologies anymore. Oh, nobody's illegal. No. You can't call them illegal aliens. Why? Because they're people. Well, they broke the law. What they did was illegal. So they're not. Okay, then what do you call a rapist? What do you call a murderer? They're people too. They broke the law. What do you call somebody that embezzles? An embezzler, right? Oh. Okay, you don't want to call them illegals. I'm perfectly fine not calling them illegals. Let's not call them illegals. Let's call them invaders. I'm perfectly fine with it. Fine. You're invaders, because you are invaders. You don't like illegal aliens or illegal immigrants. Fine. Invader. Because we don't call somebody an illegal sexist, sexualist. We don't call somebody an illegal money transferer. Okay, fine. Let's get rid of the word illegal. Doesn't make them any less illegal by using a different term. They're invaders. They're here illegal. And they're given more rights and privileges. See, we've done that again. Hey, I got to write up an article about this, too. Follow me here for a second. Everyone's bitch, pissing, and moaning now that we have a mental health problem in this country. And I go, yes. Yes, we do. And they point it out because we've got crazy people doing crazy shit. And by that, I mean like people that are cracked out on drugs and people that are violent and stabbing people and there's just shooting people. Yeah. So they go, it's a mental health issue. So they go, oh, we got a mental health problem. We need more resources for mental health. We don't need more resources for mental health. We don't. We need a fucking lot less of them. We need a lot less resources for mental health. What we have a problem with is, starting in the 60s, the mental health industry went through the roof, and they stopped hospitalizing people with actual mental health problems. And they were let be out on the street. And then they were coddled and excuses were made. So they were stopping giving treatment to the people that actually needed it. But what did they do? Then they got into counseling and therapy. And then everybody has a fucking problem. ADHD, ADD, anger management, sexual... it's late, can't think. It's addiction, sexual addiction, and this and that, and it's like, and then nobody could figure out their own problems. They had to go to therapists for everything, and therapists stopped actually making it so people like, stop it. This whole thing now with kids, and it's like, oh, they don't feel like themselves. No kid has ever felt like themselves. Are you fucking kidding me? Puberty fucks up men and women. And usually women sooner than men, and their bodies go through a cycle that is horrible. Oh, the girl doesn't feel right. She doesn't feel like... Of course she doesn't. Of course she doesn't. Oh, she feels like she's not, people don't like her. Yeah, welcome to the human race. Not popular enough and not successful. It's like that, yes. Every fucking child. And the ones you think, growing pains, right. You just dealt with it. We were told growing up, it's like that's normal. Everybody feels like that. But no, now it's get him into therapy, getting him into counseling, and then every neurosis that pops into their head, you feed that as if it's real. So yeah, we have a mental health problem in this country. We've got a mental health industry that's fucking insane. And the people that actually need mental health care aren't getting it. And those that don't need it are getting it. And it's feeding on itself. We've got the most neurotic, depressed, anxiety-filled, self-conscious generation now than in all of human history. Why? Because you tell them that every single thought, every single question, every single doubt about themselves is real. Oh, you're a girl and you don't feel like a girl. You think you might be a boy. No, you're a girl. You're a boy. You're a boy and you just don't feel manly enough. So you must be a girl, right? No, you're just a boy. You may be gay. Or if you're a girl, you may be a tomboy. Or you may be a lesbian. Who knows? You don't feed the neurosis. And that's what we do on every issue. And I've bitched about this before. They make ducats out of it. If you can get a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a therapist to sign off stating that you have a debilitating mental problem, you can get fucking paid from the state, from taxpayers' money. And that pay requires that you must still be signed off by the same person who diagnosed you with that in the first place. And if they say you're fixed, they don't make any money because guess who's paying for their fucking services? The same taxpayers that's paying for it's a racket. Laurel says pharmaceutical companies make money on sick people. Right. Let's treat the symptoms, not the disease. And the treatment for the symptom causes other symptoms. We've talked about this before. Get off of medication. They've got a pill for everything. Yeah, because people are lazy. And here you go. And here's another thing. Most things like, Okay, you need to lose a lot of weight, right? So the doctor gives you pills. I don't know a single person that actually lost weight because of the medication that the doctors gave them. They may see an immediate change, but then it usually causes issues and they get prescribed something else that counteracts it, and it just... No. Right. What if that pill doesn't work? You'll find it. Yeah. Go ahead and try something else. Yeah. Go ahead and try this. Try this. Oh, no, try this. Try this. You don't give a shit what's happening to your body. And people go, okay. Well, the doctor said this, so okay. Stop it. Don't be stupid. People need to stop being stupid. Take your life back. Take your life back. Make changes yourself. Do the things that you need to do. Change your diet. Change your physical activity. Change your lifestyle. Which gets me to, oh man, another one of those damn smoky things. It wasn't vape, but it was similar to that. And it was a little pipe looking thing and a wooden thing on the end. To help you get rid of your addiction. Bullshit. I told people that a long time ago. None of these things are about getting rid of your addiction. It's about changing your addiction. Oh, I need to stop smoking cigarettes, so now I'm going to vape. You just changed one problem for another. Oh, but it's less harmful. You've changed one problem for another. One addiction for another. How about stop fucking smoking? It ain't easy. That's why it's called an addiction. Yeah. No shit, it ain't easy. A lot of stuff in life ain't easy. A lot of stuff in life ain't easy. But changing one addiction for another addiction, you didn't help yourself. And these companies saying, yeah, we're doing it so that you can... No, you're not. If that was the case, you wouldn't spend all of your money with, replace it with this new pen and this new thing and this shiny thing and this new cover and this over here. We've got these 5 new flavors and stuff. You really think that's about saving you from your cigarette smoking addiction? Wake up. It's about capitalizing on a new fucking addiction. It's not a new addiction. They do the same thing with birth control pills. Birth control pills came about in the 60s, late 50s, early 60s. Liberated women. It did. Worst fucking thing that could happen to women. Worst thing. Because women are still getting pregnant. Yeah. Oh, no. So it frees them up, sort of, but then venereal diseases go through the roof, and the hormonal birth control pills are fucking them up. And doctors, you got acne, you got this, you got that. Here, take some birth control pills. Oh, you got an uneven flow? Take some birth control pills. Oh, you got some rough cramping during that time of the month? Here, take some birth control pills. What the fuck did women do throughout history before birth control pills? And these hormones are screwing them up. Screwing them up. Yes, they're good for some people. It's not saying they're not good. Some people. Few. Not the vast majority, but hand them out like fucking candy. And now the truth's coming out about it. Fucking 40 years later. 60. Yeah, almost 60 years later. Damn, I forget how old I was. Stop it. Yeah. So 60 years later. And the truth is coming out. And then there's media places and doctors going, oh, that's bullshit. It doesn't happen. It's like, have you read what's on the birth? So, okay. So these are all the symptoms that you could have with the birth control, possible symptoms, right? And then women are coming forward and saying, yeah, I'm having these symptoms. Oh, it's crazy. Can't do that. Birth control is good. It's written on the fucking box. But it's a pill. It's a pill. So do that, and then also get rid of traditional marriage, no fault divorce. Oh my God. Birth control, no-fault divorce. What are some of the great things that have really screwed up society? Welfare, there we go. Birth control, which it still screws you up even if you don't use it correctly and girls are still getting pregnant. Birth control, no-fault divorce, and welfare. 3 biggest things that fucked up modern society and women. Put the modern feminist movement on top of that. It's a cocktail that's horrible. It's horrible for girls. And there's still, and this is what gets me too, self-esteem, no, narcissism. You're teaching everybody to be narcissists. It's not self-esteem, it's narcissism. And women are on the one hand, especially younger gals, I am the most powerful thing in the world. I don't need anybody. Yet they're the most frail, delicate, angry, and upset girls in all of human history because they've been lied to. You can't be both. You can't be the warrior and the victim. You can't be it. But they claim it. Stop it. You're lying to them. Stop it. We all know from the time we were kids, women were never put down. Women were told you can do and be anything you want. It's another one of those things people going, you've got to forget everything in our lifetime when you listen to the left. Oh, women are they're oppressed and they can't do anything and they need rights. Name one thing that a woman can't do that a man can by law. One right that a man has that a woman doesn't have by law. Oh, but you're saying women can't have an abortion. A man can't go and kill a kid. But in many states, a woman can have somebody kill it for her. So again, that's not something, saying that a woman can't have an abortion isn't restricting her to something that a man can't do. A man can't go, I knocked up that chick the other night. I don't want the baby. I'm going to rip it out of her. A man can't do that. He can't do that legally. You know what that would be called? If a man goes, yeah, I knocked up my girlfriend. She's 2.5 months pregnant. Bob, I want you to reach in there and I want you to cut up that little baby and suck it out with a vacuum cleaner. Can you do that for me, Bob? Here, I'll give you some money. So you pay Bob $600 and he cuts up that little baby inside the girl, sucks it out with a vacuum cleaner. Do you know what they would call that? They'd call that murder. Rightfully so. But that same girl, 2.5 months pregnant, she can go to her doctor and say, Dr. Bob, I'd like you to reach in there, cut up this unborn child within me and suck it out with a vacuum cleaner. And you go, hey, not a problem. Hey, we'll do it. Not a problem. $600. What's the fucking difference? We have lost our mind as a society. But I can tell you plenty of shit that men have to do that women don't have to do. And you all know I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I am fine with men being held to higher standards. I'm fine with men being required more. I am fine with that. What I'm not fine with is the gaslighting saying the opposite is true. Stop it. Stop it. I don't want to have all these burdens and then told that I'm still a monster and that I have more rights than a woman does when the complete opposite is fucking true. You want all the benefits. The modern society wants all the benefits of men without men being men. But then the men to be blamed for everything. Again, it's fine. You want to blame me? Blame me. But then don't try to say that shit isn't the other way. It's gaslighting. I don't like gaslighting. Laura says, if a woman is pregnant and is in a car accident and the baby dies, the driver's at fault. Right. Vehicular homicide. Man comes up to a woman, robs her, punches her in the belly in the process. The baby dies. He's charged with homicide. Let's say a man comes up and he kills a pregnant woman. The woman dies and the child dies. 2 counts of homicide. Again, you can't... Pick a lane. I'll play it any way you want. I'll play it any way you want. But it's got to be consistent. That goes to another post that I made about laws. The Supreme Court is handling the case of obstruction. This is the issue of obstruction for the January 6th. Right. Laura says you can't have it both ways, but they currently do. That's the problem. The Supreme Court is deciding on the obstruction charges for the January 6th defendants. And they may throw a huge chunk of them out because honestly it isn't. It isn't obstruction. And everybody's arguing whether or not it is or isn't obstruction. It's like, go ahead and argue about that. I don't fucking care. It isn't, but let's say it is. I don't care how they rule either way. My problem is that there's not an equal application of the law applied. We had 2 years of the left literally burning down cities, looting, raping, robbing, and murdering people. 2 fucking years. And there was virtually nothing done about it. We have January 6th happen, and within a year of January 6th, there was a handful, 3 to 6, takeovers of government buildings, and they happened before January 6th by the left as well. Takeovers of government buildings, town halls, town meetings, courthouses by the left. Pretty much exactly what happened on January 6th. Nobody was charged. or some people were arrested and then released. They weren't put in jail for 3.5 years waiting trial on bullshit charges. So that's what I'm saying. I don't care. Pick a lane. Is this or isn't it? And then if it is, let's apply that shit equally. Not based on race, ethnicity, that's race, ethnicity, religious status, or political affiliation. Let's do it evenly. And they're not. Laurel says Kamala bailed them out. Yeah, before one of the fucking riots, before the riots, Kamala Harris was putting out advertisements to get donations for bail money before the riots, donations for bail money, and letting everybody know if you get arrested, this is the number you need to call. Before the riots. You can't say before the protest because nobody gets arrested for simply protesting. There's legal ways to do that. The right's shown how that's done. The right was having pro-Second Amendment. They didn't call them protests. They called them, what are they called? I can't think of the word. It's a protest, but it's not. It's a, excuse me, help me out, folks. Rally. They had rallies. There we go. Coffee. They had pro-Second Amendment rallies. They had them in D.C. and they had them in several other large metropolitan areas. Huge numbers of conservatives, all carrying guns. No violence, no laws broken, and they left the areas cleaner than when they arrived. You don't get arrested for just protesting. You don't get arrested for having a rally. You get arrested for rioting and breaking the law. And the left can't do anything without doing that. And then the left went and, mostly peaceful protest, mostly my ass. Florida physically hauled them off the road. Yeah. Get out there and move their ass. So again, I'm just tired of the gaslighting and the double standards. We'll play it either way. I keep saying, imagine if the right started doing things that the left has been doing for fucking decades. Hey, you know this race riot shit? Which is basically what happened with the George Floyd riots for 2 fucking years. Do you know that's nothing new? They had that shit in the fucking 20s and 30s too. Same damn thing. Ain't nothing new. Oh, January 6th and the problem. Oh, they don't like to compare that with the riots that happened in D.C. exactly a year earlier from the left, where shit was literally burned down and there was riots. Actual damage done. White House had to increase security. No, that shit happened on January 6th. Now, I'm not saying January 6th was great. It was stupid. It was fucking stupid. And those who acted maliciously deserve to be prosecuted. I think it would be worth it. Good. Sometimes you pay the price. That's the you want to protest, you want to do that. That's the potential, and you pay the price. The problem is the price now is way overblown, and it's not equally applied across the board. That's my problem with it. Play it either way. Let's go. You want to crack down on all this shit? Fine. I got no problem with it. You want to throw the book and throw everybody that stepped foot in the Capitol building on January 6th. You want to throw them in prison for 30 years? Have at it. Have at it. But you better go back and do the same fucking thing for all those rioters and all those lefties that went and did the exact same thing across the country. Let's fill them prisons up. I'll take a hit on the right for that shit. Yeah, let's play that game. But the problem is that they're not applying the rules the same and equally. That's what the problem is. The left, for their own, has a revolving door, if that. That's why crime is the way it is. Memphis, Memphis, what is it? Memphis, I think, is the murder capital of the world. It's got more murders per capita per year than the most violent and murderous country in the world, which is, I think, in the Jamaican Islands or some shit like that. In the United States, run by Democrats. Crazy. Oh, but let's crack down on otherwise law-abiding. Oh, you got problems with criminals and guns. Well, let's make anybody who is trying to sell their firearm now require a federal firearms license. And if they don't, they're a felon. Yeah, if they want to sell one fucking gun and make a profit off of it. Oh my God. ATF out of fucking control. The Biden administration out of control. The liberal judiciary out of control. Peggy says Memphis is right up there with New York. They've passed New Orleans. Can you believe that? Memphis. I believe that's what they're number one in the nation. Number one. Yeah, New Orleans used to be bad. Judy says sad. Yeah. Infuriating. And then the left wants to use their stats for their shitholes and try to apply their corrections nationwide. It's like, I'm not having that problem. Try that in a small town. That's why that song resonated with people. That song resonated even with people in the ghetto. They're like, yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. If I'm not having that problem in my community, you keep your shit to yourself. We don't have that problem. We don't need your laws and restrictions. Your laws and restrictions help cause that. And then you refuse to punish the people that break those laws anyways. They've been breaking those laws. What are you doing about that? Nothing. Let's just throw some more laws that only affect more and more law-abiding citizens. That doesn't take care of crime. And then the criminals don't give a shit anyways. Not like they're going to get out and they were planning on getting a good job and trying to be a good, positive member of society. They didn't give a shit. Boo Boo, Pookie, and T-Bone have been doing that shit since they were 13 years old. They don't give a shit. They've got an arrest record that would make hardcore criminals back in 1940 blush. Holy shit. Latest cop killer was like that. Just got released the other day from jail from being arrested. For carjacking and having a gun illegally. They assigned him bail and then they let him out on his own recognizance anyways. Didn't even lock him up. Wasn't even his first offense. Had a bunch anyways. And they let him loose. And he killed a cop. Then you got that other guy. His name escapes me. The one where his mother's a clown. Getting on the media. Oh, they took my boy. He's just going out for a ride in his new... Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. In his limo-tinted Suburban or whatever the hell it was. Not obeying the police. They pulled him over for a seatbelt violation, but they knew who the fuck he was. That's why there was that many cops there. Had a gun and he unloaded the magazine. 10 shots. Oh, they shot 91 shots in 41 seconds. Yeah, you get a bunch of cops around there and you're all trying to stop the threat. You're going to rack up a bunch of shots. I don't give a shit about that. What I care about is he shot at the cops. And he had a criminal record and he was known. Hey, David. David, that's Woody, right? Woody, it's after 10. We're about ready to shut down. But yeah, these are all Democrat policies. Where the fuck was his father? Big Daddy G was his father. Mama didn't care about shit. Oh, mothers are wonderful. Hey, hell, praise the single mother. Really? Shut the fuck up. And the studies are out. There's been enough single men out there, single fathers, for long enough where they did the studies. Single fathers have a higher success rate with their children than single mothers do. They go on to college more frequently. By numbers, there are less that make it into prison. They stay out of the criminal system. Fathers. That's why I say mothers and fathers are needed. Mothers are crucial in the early stages of a child's life. But when they become preteens and teens, you need the father. Because that's where they're really, if they don't have any control, does it mean that single mothers are bad by default? No, there's some wonderful single mothers out there. It's not ideal. And the numbers are in. Yeah. The chances of your children growing up to be 304s or criminals is through the roof. It's not sexist, it's data. It's what it is. Find yourself a good partner, stay with them. Raise your children. He's on the West Coast. The hell's it, about 6 o'clock there or something like that? Woody? Yeah, our country's fucked up and it needs to get itself straightened back out. Yeah, Peggy says I'm wearing down now. Yeah, we've crossed the Rubicon. We have crossed the Rubicon. We are past 10 o'clock. It was a pretty good show, though. I think. So, John, you got on a rant a few times. Well, it happens. It happens. It happens. Things need to be said, you know. You know, pick this country up by the short hairs. Get it straightened out. Hey, good night, Peggy. She says, thank you, John. You're welcome. Laurel says, very good show. Thank you. Good that, something bourbon, bicyclist bourbon, bourbon, something bourbon. the hell's his name? I'm trying to scroll back up here. Biking Bourbon. There we go. Biking Bourbon. Showed up again. This is his second or third show. I'm sure I forget something. But that's fine. I'm going to spend today at the shop. Tomorrow. Tomorrow at the shop. Gets hippie up there. Judy says, great show, actually. I enjoyed it. Good. Glad you did, Judy. She says, good night, Peggy. Good night, everybody. Hey, I'm sorry, Woody, that you came in late. I was yakking away. You got me in the middle of a rant. Otherwise, I probably would have been shutting down. Going to have to try to make the show. Sunday. Hey, Woody, Sunday. Put it on your calendar. Sunday. Gus, we thought about you. We know you got guests. Hopefully they're doing great. I know they were happy. I dropped off a dozen eggs for them last week. They're like, yeah, they're going to be eaten by the guests. Got another dozen about ready for you. So we'll see whether or not you need them. I can spare them. But yeah, pretty good show, folks. Donna made it again. We got a bunch of them. You'll have to forgive me. I'm tired. I'm not going to scroll through the names. Thank you all for joining the show. And see you online. Facebook. Hey, jump on my Facebook page. Hey, don't forget, folks, come back and like the show and just make a comment in the comment section. Just try to hit it. And if you missed the old shows, go back and just load up the old show long enough so that you can post a comment underneath the show. It'll help my algorithms, and then maybe more people will show up. Drew says, thank you for having the show. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Next show, Sunday. Next week, the missus is off, so I don't know what we're going to do. I'll still have the show, but we haven't decided. Donna says, always good, John. Thank you, Donna. I'm not getting the dumpster until I'm not having her vacation spent loading up a dumpster. I'll drive and do that myself. She hates it when I do that, but I'm not going to waste this vacation time for her loading up a dumpster. So we'll see what we're going to do here. But okay. It's almost 20 after. Thank you all for the show, for showing up. Oh, goodness. Again, see you on Facebook. Make sure you comment, like, share the show with your friends. See you next Sunday. See you on Facebook. Until then, God bless and take care.